carrots give you carrotamino. Now what is that? Well, if you were to eat an abundance of carrots on a daily basis, your skin would actually turn a kind of shade of orange, a kind of tannish color. So there's actually a person I know, I don't know him personally, and he is in the White House right now, and his skin is actually, just a little bit orange. Now I've come to the conclusion that this guy must plow in carrots on a daily basis because his skin has that oranger looking tone. Now I've come to that conclusion without any actual outside data proving that that's true. I haven't actually seen him eat a carrot, but because carrots give you that nice orange glow, he must eat carrots because his skin is tan. This is circular reasoning. I had no outside data. I was using my conclusion as the premise of my entire argument. So it says here, a logical fallacy that occurs when the conclusion of an argument is used as the premise of the same. So you'll see this everywhere. If A, then B. If Donald J. Trump has orange skin, then he must eat carrots on a daily basis. And because carrots give you that orange look to your skin, Donald J. Trump, who has that orangish skin, must eat a lot of carrots. You see this everywhere. Here's another example. Holly is a fantastic writer. Therefore, this new book that she's reading must be amazing. I've come to the conclusion that the book is going to be amazing because Holly is an amazing writer. If A, then B. If B, then A. Now, that book might be amazing. Circular reasoning, the conclusion could be totally real, but people should avoid using, true, not real, but people should avoid using circular argumentation because it's not giving enough factual data on what you're trying to convince, what you're trying to reason with. And you'll see this in everywhere. There'll be people using false information for circular reason and false conclusion. Atheists will say there is no God that exists because any evidence that proves the God is false, because they've already come to the conclusion that God doesn't exist. We'll get into that more. You'll see this in politics, science even, and just as I was talking about religious and not religious. So let's get into it. Politics, voting. So let's get someone and he's about to vote for a candidate, but he thinks to himself, are other people going to vote for this? Well, I'm not actually going to vote for this person. And if I'm not going to vote for this person, other people are most likely not going to vote for this person. Therefore, I shouldn't waste my vote on this person because he's not going to get votes. You see what I did there, right? If A, then B. If I don't vote for this person, this guy is not going to have any votes. Therefore, I will not vote for this person because this guy won't get any votes. He's come to that conclusion, and therefore he's using it for the premise of his argument. In science, rock formations are dated back by their fossils. Fossils are dated back by their rock formations. You see it here. It's just completely reversing. It's using the conclusion as the premise. Scientists are saying that because dinosaurs they've come to that conclusion, because dinosaurs must have lived billions and billions of years ago, these fossils that we found in the shape of dinosaurs must have been from billions and billions and billions of years ago. They've come to that conclusion. Now again, circular reasoning could be totally true. There's actually, NASA came out and saying that mass actually produces gravitons, and they've done that by saying, well, if you look into the sky, into our solar system, you'll see that the bigger the planet, the more gravity they have. This could be totally true, but it is circular reasoning. But they did come to the conclusion by using what is evident, what they saw. So again, circular reasoning could be totally true, but you want to use outside data to make sure that it is. Now, as I said before, a little bit before, is that atheists and Christians will do this too. And Christians will do this by saying, the Bible is infallible. True, it is true. Because the Bible is the Word of God, and God is true. And we know God is true because the Bible tells us so. Again, if A, then B. If B, then A. Now, if you were to be a non-Christian and you saw this, this would be nothing to you. The argument would have absolutely no foundation. There wouldn't be any outside evidence supporting it. This would mean nothing to him. Atheists will do the exact same thing though. They will say, God doesn't exist. They came to that conclusion. God does not exist because there is no evidence for God. Because any evidence for God isn't evidence. It's baloney. There's no such thing as a God. Of course not. Any evidence you give to me, I'm not going to believe it because there's no God. They're using that conclusion. So, what I want to get at today is that I want people to know when someone is using circular reasoning, so they would avoid believing that, and would rather think to themselves, well, why and why not? Just because you've come to that conclusion doesn't mean it's real. So if God doesn't exist because there's no evidence of this, how do you know? Why? You have to constantly be asking yourself the question. So how can I make this into a straight line, not a circle? Something that has actual factual outside data to point to the truth. I could say there's evidence from billions of years ago that just the name of Jesus was so powerful that people would put it on pottery because they thought it was so powerful it would scare demons away. I could say, again, with the gravity and the mass, I've come to the conclusion because of outside data that because that big planet has more gravity, mass could potentially be the source of gravity. The bigger the mass, the more gravity it has. So, in conclusion, you need to know when someone's using circular reasoning, and you need to know this. You have to constantly be telling yourself why or why not in order to come to an actual factual conclusion. You'll see this everywhere in marketing, in politics, as we just went through science, and when you're trying to reason yourself, you want to make sure you're not doing the same thing. You want to make sure that you come to that conclusion, that factual conclusion, by using outside evidence rather than using your own beliefs. So, just to review, if A, then B, if B, then A, that's what circular reasoning is. And we need to avoid it. We need to know when someone's using it, we need to avoid it ourselves, because it doesn't have a foundation, and people saying that, you don't know if it's true. So, just to let you guys know, this entire speech is actually factual, true. I put in work into it, and you should know that I'm a homeschooler and therefore very educated, because all homeschoolers are very educated, and therefore this speech is true because I'm a homeschooler.